Birchwood Forestry in the depths of Herefordshire for our live cookout. So we've gone bushcraft style for July for our cookout, and we'd like to show you how a real bushman lights a traditional fire. So we're going to show you two ways today. First of all, I'd like to introduce to you Ollie Sandeman, who's going to show us some of his bushcraft style. And so, Ollie, what are we going to do today? We said about two different types of fire. What are they?
So I thought I'd show two different methods really for fire lighting.
Okay.
The first way is probably the easiest way of lighting a fire in this sort of environment. However, you find this particular tree nearly everywhere in the UK really.
Okay.
So this is from a silver birch, and it's easy to find because the bark is so recognisable.
So it's that lovely white and it peels very easily.
That's it. You know, particularly when it's dead. Say if it's wind blown and it's sort of hung up in a tree, the bark is very easy to sort of peel away from the main wood.
Okay.
So it's really easy to gather.
Okay.
So usually I dig a bit of a fire pit, build the fire, light the fire, and then bury it all so you leave no trace. But here it's not an issue because we're on a track. So it's not going to cause any damage. Okay, so I've gathered some silver birch, and I've got some strips that I've just peeled away from the sheet itself, and then the main sheet.
Okay.
Then I've also gathered different stages of the process here.
And so are they different types of wood?
No, well, we have got some different types of wood. So the majority of the smaller stuff here is hazel.
Right.
Hazel again is perfect for that sort of tinder stage. It grows in a big stool, and naturally the bigger branches swamp the smaller stuff for sunlight, so it's sort of standing dead wood, so it's perfect for the sort of early stages.
No,
no. Not killing the tree, and it's not damp because it's off the ground, so it's perfect and dry.
Right,
And then
okay.
various bits of wood that are just fallen from the trees above us.
Okay.
So I've put some smaller sticks on the bottom, and this is just to sort of insulate it from the ground, so there's no moisture being drawn up, so it just improves the chances of the fire just staying lit.
Okay.
And the first thing I'm going to do is just make some small shavings from this sheet.
Okay.
So all I do is gather my knife, and I'm just going to scrape the bark.
On that, John? Can you see it? Is that? Right. They're really tiny, aren't they? That's just it's really powdery.
Yeah.
And you're not looking for big bits by the looks of it.
No, that's it.
Okay.
That's exactly it. Okay, and that's probably all I need.
Okay.
So I put this on top, and then I've got the next stage here. And the main thing is that I don't swamp the flame. Once the flame's going, it needs lots of oxygen. Okay,
Like
so
our fire pits.
exactly that. So you're
Yeah,
trying
okay.
not to swamp it. The sort of common mistake people make is once they've got that flame, they just chuck so much wood on top that it just dies out.
Right, that's a good tip.
Whereas it's got to have its time.
Okay.
So the way I'm lighting that silver birch is with this, it's called a ferro rod or a ferrocerium rod, and I'm going to use the back of my knife, which is just steel. People often mistake this to be a flint and steel, whereas a flint and steel is a different method of fire lighting. This is just a ferro rod.
Which I had to go at last week.
So all I'm going to do is strike down onto that pile.
Wow, that's really... Wow! That's 2 strikes!
And then I pop silver birch on top.
Okay.
And then
I
all I
hope
need
you
to
caught
do...
that and didn't blink. Am I in the way here?
No, you're alright. So I'm just holding that smaller wood above the flame now.
Okay. So
So I'm holding it slightly above so that it's still drawing air up and through.
Okay. Which is one of the most important things,
Yeah.
for a good fire, isn't it? Dry wood and air.
That's it. So it starts to catch now.
Okay.
And all I need to do is pop more wood on top. So I'm just changing the direction so that it's not all closing in on itself.
Okay. But you're still holding that there, right? So you've let it go now, so it's
let
just
it go.
taken. But that's just holding in a place so you know where it is. Right, okay.
Yeah. And that's it.
Right. And so when do you start adding sort of bigger bit, you know?
So I'm just conscious that I don't want to sort of swamp the fire and drown out that oxygen getting to it.
Okay.
So I can just, you know, I could leave that for a little bit of time, but there's no problem with adding some bigger stuff now and just popping it on top.
Right. Okay.
Generally, dependent on the conditions, I'm not too worried about putting, you know, set formations. Quite regularly you'll see people, you know, doing a pyramid style.
Okay.
As long as you're not swamping it and it's got enough oxygen to draw through,
Right.
you don't have to be particularly, you know,
pedantic
setting
about
it. Yeah,
Okay.
pedantic
Well,
about
that's
it.
good, because if you're, you know, if you really are in the woods and it's cold, you don't really think about it. You want something, you know, that will light straight away.
That's
so your tips really are get the best type of wood, keep it off the floor, which I hadn't really given a lot of thought to. I mean, our fire pits, they are off the floor, so that's not a problem. But having those sticks and that layer, that's brilliant. Yeah. And then so quick to light it.
That's it.
Is it always that quick, or is that?
It helps with this weather we're having at the moment,
right,
definitely.
Okay.
But the key is the preparation behind it. You know, spending time to gather lots of materials and making sure that everything's within sort of an arm's reach, so that you're not running around and gathering, you know, lots of different stuff. Everything's really easy, and it's sort of a process that you're going through.
Okay, so we will go and have a look in John's amazing SSI woods in a little while when we've got our cookout going, to show you exactly where you can find some of this wood and where the best types of wood are, and we talked about getting off the floor. So thank you very much for this one. But you were going to show us also a different way of lighting fire, weren't you? Which is even more
slightly more difficult.
Yeah. So shall we have a go at that, or should we let
certainly.
this go? What's the plan? Right. So do we need to do that next to it? Is that all right?
So are you still filming?
Yeah.
So, okay, well we're going to let this go, and we will catch up with you in a little while.